What is up, guys? It is Christ. We are back with another video. This is one that I promised a subscriber I was going to do a while back, but I was kind of waiting to see what they said. This is the one that I didn't know if they were wanting just a specific song or if they wanted the whole album. So they just said they wanted to hear Arrival. However, if I decide I like this, so basically what I didn't know before this is before I decided I was going to record this is I didn't know that this was a concept album. King Diamond's Abigail is a concept album, and so I just didn't want to start in the middle of the story. And so what I did was I asked the subscriber if he just wanted me to react to the song, and he said yes. So what I decided is I decided to start with Funeral since it's just a minute, so it's like a minute 30 or something like that. So what I want to do is if I like this, I may end up doing a full album review of it, which would be pretty cool because I've never heard King Diamond before. And this sounds like it could be a pretty interesting story. And I have definitely had an ignited passion for concept albums. I'm kind of been slacking on Area on the Human Equation. Episode 2 is recorded, it's just not uploaded yet. No real reason for that. I've been slacking, not even going to make an excuse. But I'll probably end up doing it after this at some point. So we are going to be checking out Funeral and Arrival here. Now this Funeral, it looks like it takes place after the story. It says Funeral on Genius is interpreted as the opening track to King Diamond's 1987 concept album Funeral. Concept album Abigail Funeral depicts the funeral of the titular Abigail LaFay, a stillborn demon child who has apparently caused too much evil, thus explaining the use of silver spikes to nail her. Based on this information, it can be inferred that this track really takes place at the end of the story, and the rest of the album depicts the events leading up to this ending, which is pretty cool. I definitely want to check this out, and if I determine that it's worth reacting to the entire album, I will. So with that out of the way, guys, let's go ahead and check out Funeral and Arrival. I don't know what to expect. I have never heard a King Diamond song in my life.
We are gathered here tonight to lay to rest Abigail LaFay, who we now know was first born dead the 7th day of July, 1777. Abigail was beneath to a coffin with 7 silver spikes, one for each arm, hand, and knee, and in the last of the soul that be turned to an earth, so that she may never rise. Who will be the first? The bride of the black house.
Interesting. I don't know if this person is a demon or if it's... I don't know what's going on. Okay, we're starting. Ooh, symphonic. I like it. That bass is nice. I like that. Got a little bit of prog elements. Nice guitar solo. Hello. People explain to me what that is. Like afterwards. Riff is so good. Man, why you gotta do this to me, man? You recommend me just one song that has an absolutely amazing start to a story, and you just expect me to react to one song. I'm sorry, this album is getting an album review. I'm gonna do a full album reaction. Holy crap, this is amazing. I'm not gonna do any more today. This is probably going up on Wednesday. Holy crap, that was absolutely amazing. The musicianship was absolutely amazing in this song. There were so many amazing guitar riffs. The bass was so audible. The drums were absolutely amazing. Guitar solos were the one of the most incredible things I've heard. And people had commented on a Dream Theater video and said that that sound you get, um, it's from a Floyd Rose system by flicking the tremolo bar, which is how they get that sound, and that's it's pretty cool to hear. I really like that sound, and I don't really hear it that often, but I think they had said that one of the members from King Diamond was one of the original ones that had done that, um, and so that's really cool. Um, this was an absolutely amazing song. The intro was really cool too. Yeah, don't don't just recommend me this absolutely amazing song with a really interesting story and expect me not to like react to the rest of the album. I'm sorry, this has got to get an album reaction. Um, I'm not going to do more than one today, but definitely over the next few weeks I will be reacting to this album. So let's look and see what this says. We're going to go back to Funeral. This is going to be a much longer video. I'm just letting you guys know now. I probably should have let you know ahead of time. Actually, I didn't know because I didn't know I was going to be doing this. And it says in Funeral, we are gathered here tonight to lay rest to, well, to lay to rest Abigail LaFay, who we know now was first born dead on the 7th day of July 1977. Abigail must be nailed to her coffin with 7 silver spikes. Okay, so there's a repeating number of 7 here. It says on the 7th day of July 1777. July, I believe, is the 7th month of the year. So 7th day of 7, 1777. Abigail must be nailed to her coffin with 7 silver spikes, one through each arm, hand and knee, and let the last of the 7 be drawn through her mouth. So if I'm thinking correctly, if they, I don't know what this is supposed to mean. Is it supposed to mean like a pentagram or what's going on? Because I would think you could find a much better way to secure somebody. Um, but I'm sure this will definitely be explained. And it says, so that she may never arise and cause evil again. Who will be the first? I, O'Brien of the Black Horsemen. So it sounds like the Horsemen are not the bad guys in this story. They are definitely the good guys. At least that's what it seems so far. And then the beginning of Arrival says that must be it. And I don't really know what this is in reference to. And Arrival is the second track of King Diamond's 1987 concept album Abigail. Arrival depicts the arrival of main characters Jonathan LaFay and his newlywed wife Mariam Nadias to a groom into a dark and gloomy mansion. Along the way, they meet 7 mysterious horsemen that warn them of the troubling events they will encounter in that mansion, which Jonathan ignores, though he can't help but feel their words have merit. So he brushes it off initially, but he starts to think that something is wrong here. So it says, through the summer rain of 1845, the coach has finally arrived to the valley where the crossroads meet below. Okay, hold on. Summer rain of 1845. Let's look at the date that was in funeral. Was first born dead on the 7th day of July 1777. Huh. Well, if we look at this, their names are spelled incorrectly, but this could actually be a typo. Um, so Abigail Leafay and LaFay, Jonathan LaFay, are 2 different characters. I was assuming that this was like their daughter or something, but from what it seems like, it said the first born dead um, could mean that she was potentially being reincarnated um, through the wife Mariam. We'll have to wait and find out. But back to verse 1. The coach has finally arrived, which in that time I believe was basically the same thing as like a car nowadays. They had horses in horse-drawn carriages. The coach would be the main compartment where people are held. To the valley where the crossroads meet below, and where all darkness seems to grow, people blame it on the hill where no one dares to go, where no one dares to go. Well, the mansion where no one dares to go. So it seems like there's this ominous presence on a hill in a mansion on a hill, and no one will go near this place, which is pretty interesting. It says the coach has stopped, and from the window you can see 7 horsemen in the night, so they must have came at this place in the night. Um, Mariam, Nadius, and Jonathan Lafay saw the magic in their eyes. They were in for a surprise. I'm assuming when it says magic, it's talking about their eyes were glowing. It says the darkness would soon be complete. A horseman came forth from the dark. So one of them approached them. I'm guessing is what this is saying. He said, the horseman says, we know you've come to inherit what's yours, the mansion. Take our advice and go back on this night. If you refuse, 18 will become 9. Now this is interesting because it says it several times. I don't really quite know what this is in reference to, but I definitely am curious to find out. Sorry, my contact is bothering me in my eye. And 18 is 9. 18 is 9. Now, I don't really know what this is reference to because 18 is obviously not 9. 9 is, well, 18 is 9 times 2, so like 18 is definitely not 9. However, it could be signifying something else. 18 will become 9 could mean that like something could be cut in half, divided in half, perhaps a human. Um, it's really interesting because I don't really know what this is saying. I guess what they could be saying is someone could be cut in half, possibly by being decapitated or cut in half or something. I'm not quite sure. And it says, Jonathan laughed and said, get out of my way. I don't believe a word you say. The 7 horsemen disappeared into the night, and they said, someday you'll need our help, my friend. Which They weren't hostile. They weren't angry that he had said this. They just leave him with that and say you will need our help eventually, which is interesting. And it says, I think poor Jonathan was scared. 18 is actually 9. It stuck in his mind. This is very curious, and it's something that's probably going to be stuck in my mind. I'll be constantly be trying to figure out what this means until um, I react to more of this. I really want to continue this, but I can't. Not right now, at least. I realize this has been going on for almost 17 minutes now, but really, I needed to break this down. So, in summary, the album opens with the scene of a funeral. The seven horsemen are talking amongst themselves, saying that there needs to be seven silver spikes put through her, Abigail, um, and they're deciding on which one's going to actually put the silver spike in her. The next song is about them. It's about Jonathan and Miriam. I don't know if these are husband and wife. I don't think they are now that they have separate last names. Um, but they go to look at the house. I don't know if Jonathan is the one that inherited the house or if it was Miriam, but one of them inherited the house. And they were approached by seven horsemen. Well, one horseman. There were seven horsemen in total. One of them came up to them and was talking to them. And I believe they were ghostly apparitions or something like that. So um, they told Jonathan that that there was going to be some bad things to come, and he didn't believe him. Told him to go away, and that's the story so far. I don't really know where it's going to go from here, but I can tell you I am going to stick around and find out. Word of advice, I guess, for anybody on this channel, because you have Metropolis to blame for this, like, because I've been trying to find something that scratches that itch for just this long connected story. Um, I'm no stranger to interconnected stories like this. Um, for example, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I've been watching that forever, and I'm actually going to go see Endgame this weekend, and I'm just so excited to watch that. Let me know if you guys want to see a review on that. Anyways, this is yeah gonna be the end of the video. I'm not gonna rate this here. I'm gonna wait until the last episode, and then we're going to be um, doing an album sort of like review in that episode. We're gonna be having a discussion. Anyways, this video is almost 20 minutes long. I apologize. I will leave you guys. And yeah, this is Big Christ, and I will see you guys later.